Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Mad Hooter. I, this guy, am the Mad Hooter. So, real quick, today, I'm getting ready to head up to Austin and put the final touches on the mixes of my new record, which is everybody's excited about it. I'm pretty pumped, can you tell? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put the final touches and do the mixing and mastering today. And got a good friend of mine who I won't name on this channel, but good producer helping me with it, helping me with the mixes. It's gonna be awesome. If you like rockabilly stuff, it'll be out. Maybe I'll drop some links to that stuff or advertise it on this channel. Anyway, I just wanted to, it's Monday morning, talk about a couple of little quick things that I saw over the weekend. First one, Stormy Daniels, this 60 Minutes interview. Oh, to say it was dumb would just, I think that doesn't even get close. It was nothing. We learned nothing out of it, other than her making some accusations about the Donald, who was not even close to becoming the president at that point. So it's like, we weren't supposed to care about Bill Clinton actually in the Oval Office at the time, spelunking interns with cigars, as well as spelunking the interns with his own flesh torpedo in the Oval Office with foreign dignitaries present. So we weren't supposed to care about that. Why should I give two shits what Donald Trump did before he was president? I never cared. I knew back in the 80s that Trump was a playboy, philanderer. Don't care. Really don't care. And if you're supposed to be liberal, you're supposed to be like down with the hookers and that kind of shit. Titty dancers and strip clubs and that kind of stuff. You know, maybe the Bible thumpers have an argument all the way around. But I just don't care. Stormy Daniels, she's kind of ragged out looking now, and and CNN's making her out to be like some kind of high class, intelligent businesswoman. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be crass. Profanity alert. And I think I'm gonna start putting profanity alerts in here, so you don't think that I'm just talking out of my ass. If you fuck for money in front of a camera, you're not holding the high ground with me. And if you are producer who is pointing the camera at people fucking and putting that out for money, you're still not on my morality high horse. It is what it is. Now, I'm not opposed to that. I just don't think you have any moral ground to stand on, if that's what you want to do. In fact, I'm going to go even further than that. If you make bathtub trucker speed, I don't really care. Yeah, I don't think that should be illegal. Make all the speed you want. Go out, sell it, bro. Get after it. But I do wish that people would educate themselves about it and know how dangerous it is. I mean, we could go back and forth on whether or not all that should be illegal. I really don't care. I'm tired of the drug war thing. Don't care. Do it, pump yourself up, heroin, whatever, go for it. Not my business what you put in your body. You want to die? Hell, I'll give you the gun. Like George Carlin says, if you want to commit suicide, we back you up. I know I'm laughing and it sounds really bad, but I really don't care. I care about me, what goes in my body, and my kids, because I can have a direct effect on them. And hopefully educate them to make good decisions, like not becoming a fucking titty dancer or a porn star. I mean, I can't believe that quote unquote liberals are cool. They're like, you know, oh, well, she's so brave and Stormy is awesome. It's like they come up with all this shit and like, oh, Don Lemonhead even came out and said, oh, well, she was a smart girl because she went to my school. I know she's smart. She's a smart businesswoman. And like, it doesn't take a lot of brains to fuck for money. Or to film other people fucking for money. It just doesn't. And I can't believe the liberals are behind it. Because you are subjectifying women so much. Pornography. Even men, too. I mean, there's gay porn where, you know, they've got young boys. You know, they've got an older, more powerful man holding them down and just drilling for oil on this kid. It's like, it's such a degrading, dehumanizing thing. But I don't have a problem I don't have a problem with it. I just don't, it's not for me. I don't like it. So, Stormy Daniels. That whole thing, it's a nothing, but nobody cares. And the only people that do care about it are the people that have been riding this morality game. The oppression Olympics, all of that stuff, the outrage-a-thon. Those are the only people that are giving a shit. But I guess there's enough of those idiots out there that still have, like, cable TV that care. So, there's that. Stormy. Don't care. It's a nothing issue. I mean, it's like, if you want to read something, I'll read it for fun or watch the issue for fun. But that's about all I got for it. Next thing. Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, not Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my god, that was so terrible of a slip. Rosie goes on, because she has Roseanne Barr. She has her revamped version of her show, which I used to love. Whatever it was, the late 80s, early 90s. That show was out. My dad and I watched it all the time. It was probably like one of the very few shows that we would actually sit down and watch together. And it was like Roseanne, Star Trek Next Generation, maybe other couple of things. We used to watch, what was that, America's Most Wanted. We used to watch that. And that was about it. We didn't have a lot of TV. TV wasn't a big deal at my house growing up. Even as I was a teenager. We just didn't watch a lot of it. We listened to a lot of music and hung out and did stuff out in the yard. But we did watch Roseanne, and I enjoyed that show. I actually met John Goodman in New Orleans a couple of times. And he was really cool. We bonded over tequila shots and Heineken. It's awesome. So I've always had sort of a personal thing for him and that show. And it sort of tackled, you know, more of a real life approach to more of a middle class American problems, you know, with the kids and them going through their relationships and growing, and the relationship between Roseanne and Dan. But anyway, they both go on Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is funny because it's obviously not live. It's pre-recorded early in the morning, and they put it on at night. And Jimmy Kimmel pulls a couple of douchebag moves, you know, trying to say, pin Rosie down, and she's not having it. And she's got a mouth on her, which in some ways that's a bad thing, but in most part it's a good thing because you know where she's coming from, and she doesn't really sugarcoat things, which I'm totally fine with that. I don't need sugarcoating from anybody, friends or anybody. Just tell me what you think, and let's get it out in the open. Don't beat around the bush. But she kind of gives it back to Jimmy Kimmel, and kind of puts him in his place a little bit. Um, John is more of a old school liberal, so he kind of doesn't get involved. He's not a big Trump supporter or anything like that. But apparently, on the TV show, Roseanne is a Trump voting. The whole family, they're Trump voters. So there's like a political feel to it. I kind of wish they wouldn't go big political with it, but I know what they're doing. And they're trying to target an audience that's basically been forgotten about. But I kind of wish they wouldn't keep it blatantly political. That's kind of my thoughts on that. I was just glad that Roseanne was able to kind of push back on Jimmy Kimmel a little bit, because he's been acting like he's the moral, what's the word I'm looking for, moral poobum of America. Look that word up. Poobum. Poobai, poobum? Pubis. He is a dickhead. Oh, forgot. Profanity alert. I guess dick's not really that much of a profanity word anymore. Dick wasn't even one of George Carlin's words that you can't say. So I guess I'll leave that there. Dick. Jimmy Kimmel is a dick. Jimmy Fallon's kind of a dick too. Now that I'm thinking of it, I guess that was a Freudian slip too. Well, I'm slipping all over the place, like walking through a room full of banana peels. It's early. I haven't finished my first cup of coffee yet. I used to like Fallon. He was funny. There's a couple of shows of, what was that one he did with, where he was like a huge Red Sox fan, whatever, and he dates this girl, and they go through the whole thing, and I thought that Fever Pitch. I thought that was a funny movie. And when he was on SNL, I thought he was hilarious. He was part of the whole Debbie Downer skit that was awesome. Anyway, yeah, I used to like those people, but when they go off the board and everything becomes ultra political, they start losing my attention. Because it's just like, it feels dirty. It doesn't feel like, I mean, that's why I'm politically involved. But in my band, when we're on stage and things like that, I never bring it up. The most politically thing I do, we do this thing called a holler and swaller, and I just tell everybody, raise your glasses and holler on 3, and holler like you're glad to be alive and well in America. That's about as political as I get on stage. When people start searching me or whatever and find out that I'm into this stuff, they can like it or leave it. But I try to separate the artist myself from that. So, other thing I want to talk about was all the marches of anti-gun marches. Get on the internet and check out some of the better ones. There's a guy that I really love. He has a channel called Fleckus Talks, and he just interviews them, and he's trying to be cool. And you get that a lot of these people that are protesting, they don't know what they're really protesting for, and they haven't really thought this stuff out, or looked at the facts, or done gun research, or anything. So, and I also want them to know that these people that are marching, you're making a bunch of noise and everything right now. But this is not how democracy works. You don't get to make a bunch of noise and get your way. And that's not how any of this stuff is supposed to work. You can make a lot of noise, so we go, okay, there's your point of view. Thank you very much. Now, the grown-ups, we're going to get together, we're going to put together policy, and then we'll decide on that policy. You don't just get to romp around and get what you want. And some of these people just don't realize that at all. They think that the more noise that they make, that the more they have a chance of getting their way. And I really wish that people would do research on gun laws. Understand that gun laws started with Jim Crow. Um, People should really look at that. Do the research. Find out how did all this gun control thing start? Who was starting it? Why? What is the difference between an AR-15 and a Mini 30 or a Glock 17 or a Walther? What's the difference? What are you really talking about? Do you know what you're really talking about? So when these people are marching and going crazy, and there was a bunch of different people. There's another great channel out there that I discovered fairly recently. This channel is actually fairly new, called Nuance Bro. He's like, he asks the proper questions to people of both sides, which I really enjoy. Because you find out what people can articulate, or if they know what they're talking about, they understand their arguments. And if you pin them down on something, if they can rationalize it all. And I like to see that, because if I saw an actual rational anti-gun argument, somebody that's not just flipping out because of kids and this and that, then I might listen. There are people making irrational pro-gun arguments. Because I can understand how you can get irrational when somebody is trying to take your right away. And that's another thing that bothers me about this gun thing. And this is one of the first times I've ever really seen people march and rally to remove somebody's rights instead of allowing people to have their rights. Supporting their rights. That's a new thing. And I think it's all because of like this postmodernism thought and Marxism that is leaked out into everything. Like I said before, the ooze. It creeps itself over individuals and then turns them into irrational thinking, crazy people. I mean, I don't know how to say it any better than that. Because once your rationality is gone, your idea for organized thought, your idea for being objective about any particular subject, you've become a crazy person. Now you're just acting out. And that's what these marches are. They're just everybody acting out and blah, blah, blah. And there's people there that they just want to fucking skip school and make a bunch of racket. Raise hell. Dude, I remember in high school, that's what we were doing. If any excuse to get out of class and go raise some hell, we were all about it. And somebody who's 16, 17, maybe 18 years old, that's usually the first thing that's on your mind, is getting out and raising some hell. Most teenage kids don't care. They just want to have a damn good time. They're learning how to drive, and they're usually trying to get laid. It's the truth. And this, oh boy, I better not say his name or get my channel flagged. But this little kid that looks like an alien, I'm convinced he's like, I would be hyperbolic, but I think the kid is an alien. He's got a little bitty tiny mouth and this pointy jaw and a almond-shaped head. This kid is a mess. And I can't say his name, because if I say his name, I'm going to get my channel flagged. And speaking of that, I'm super excited to see that my channel's growing. I think I'm getting close to 50 subscribers now, which I know in the grand scheme of things is not much. It's tiny. But if I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, I can start doing uh, live broadcasts like this, and I can start taking super chats and that kind of stuff, and it'll be fun because if you guys are giving back to me a little bit, I'm doing this for free and I'm doing it mostly for me, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it. But if we can get to that point, I would definitely put some more effort into this stuff, and maybe some more production value, because that stuff takes time. I could just sit here like this with my phone, and it's fine. But I could have like production value. I could do all kinds of cool stuff. I could actually go to some of these events and talk to people, which I'd really love to do, as I'd like to try to be in the middle of these issues and just hear people talk it out. I could interview people. I could bring people on to my channel. I could invite some of these other people that I watch and enjoy and have them as guests on my channel. So I'm really excited that my channel's growing, and I'm hoping that I can get to that point, and I'm hoping I can get there fairly soon. Because with this Trump administration, I'm telling you, and I said this before the election, this presidency is going to give me so much material. Because we're going to get all kinds of things to talk about. We're going to get, I mean, just look at what we've gotten already. North Korea and Hillary and emails. And, you know, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have come out if Trump wouldn't have been president. And we got dossiers and so much of it. It's wild. And we're only on the first part of the ride. So I would love to get my channel larger. So if you enjoy my stuff, please subscribe. Hit the little bell button so you get alerts when I'm live or I'm posting up a video. If you hate me, if you love me, you have something else you want to say, please do so down there in the comment boxes. I'm going to try to do my best to start putting up my Patreon links. I have Patreon, Venmo, which is awesome. It's way better than PayPal or any of that stuff. Superior. Search Venmo. Get on Venmo. I also have a Minds account. I'm on Gab. I'm on Facebook. I'm on all kinds of stuff. I'm on BitChute, and I'll probably start putting videos there specifically for BitChute. So I'm set and ready to go with all the platforms. I just need everybody to help me along. Share it. Grow the channel. We'll make our own little group of people that we can talk about stuff and hopefully be rational, and we can all be friends, whether you're left, right, blue, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. I just want us all to get along, man. So anyway, that's where I'm at for today. So here in about an hour I'll be heading up to Austin, and next time you see me I'll probably have some ready to go tunes, and I'll be talking about pressing some vinyl, and we'll see what's in the news and we'll talk about that. But till then, I am the Mad Hooter. Defend the faith. See you later.